Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Wicked God card deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because this deck can summon out all three of the Wicked God cards, which is absolutely crazy. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can come for our notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like in your name, description, every single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 2 copies of the Wicked Dreadroot, which is the counterpart to Awalt the Tormentor. All of your Wicked God monsters are summonable just the same way as the God cards, that you have to tribute 3 monsters to summon them out to your side of the field. They cannot be special summoned, they must be normal summoned out to the field. And this card has the ability that it halves the attack and defense of all monsters on the field except this card, which is a really cool ability because your opponent's going to have to summon a monster that has 8,000 attack points or more to be able to match this card's attack points. We then play a single copy of the Wicked Avatar. This card is a counterpart to the Winged Dragon of Ra in its Sphere mode, which is so cool. This card has the ability that once this card is summoned out to your side of the field, your opponent cannot activate spell or trap cards until the end of their second turn after this card's normal summon. And the attack defense of this card is 1,000 points higher than the highest attack point monster on the field, except itself, meaning this card is basically like a walking moon mirror shield, which is crazy powerful. This card is always going to be the strongest monster on the field, which is really cool. We then play a single copy of the Wicked Eraser, which is the counterpart to Slifer the Sky Dragon. This card is an amazing card in the deck that has the ability that when this card's on your side of the field, the attack and defense of this card are each equal to the number of cards that your opponent controls times 1,000. And when this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard by any means, you destroy all cards on the field. And during your main phase, you can destroy this card, meaning you can turn this card into a board wipe, which is absolutely amazing. Which one of the Wicked Gods is your favorite? Comment down below and let me know. We then play 3 copies of Guardian Slime. Guardian Slime is really cool because this card makes it super easy to step into your copy of Egyptian God Slime, so we can tribute Egyptian God Slime to summon out one of our Wicked God cards. This card is an amazing 3-of in the deck to instantly go over Egyptian God Slime, and we have an easy way to summon it out to our side of the field with our copies of Ice Jade Tremora. Tremora is definitely a 3-of in the build because you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon a water monster from your hand, meaning you can send this card to the grave to summon out your copy of Guardian Slime and then turn Guardian Slime into a copy of Egyptian God Slime, which you can then tribute this card to summon out any of your Wicked God cards because you didn't even normal summon to do that, which is so cool. We then play 3 copies of Reactor Slime. Reactor Slime is really cool as a 3-of because it gets you 3 monsters out on your side of the field, because during your main phase you can activate this effect to special summon out 2 slime tokens to your side of the field that are Aqua, Water, level 1, 500 attack, and 500 defense. Also, you cannot normally or special summon monsters for the rest of the term except Divine Beast monsters, but that's totally fine because it's going to get you monsters out on your side of the field so you can summon them out later. It also has the ability during the battle phase, quick effect, you can tribute this card and then set a Metal Reflect Slime directly from your hand, deck, or graveyard, and it can be activated this turn, meaning you can use its ability to put a copy of Metal Reflect Slime out on your side of the field, activate this card, and then summon out Egyptian God Slime so we can summon out one of the Wicked God cards, which is so cool to be able to do. We then play 3 copies of Three-Eyed Ghost. Three-Eyed Ghost is really cool as a 3-of in the build because this card has the ability that you can send this card from the field to the grave to add a level 10 dark monster from your deck to your hand, meaning you can use this card to get to the Wicked God cards, and it literally searches the Wicked God cards because they're all level 10 dark monsters, which is so cool. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is definitely a 3-of in the build just to stop the opponent from touching the deck. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is an amazing 1F in the deck just to stop your opponent from hand trapping you while you're going in for all of your plays. We then play 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity. Prosperity is an amazing 3F build just to dig into the deck for the exact card that you need to go in for one of the Wicked God cards. We then play 3 copies of Ice Jade Cradle. This card is a Rhoda for your Ice Jade Tremora, which is why I play this card as a 3F build so we can summon out our copy of Guardian Slime from our hand and turn it into a copy of Egyptian God Slime. We then play 3 copies of Divine Evolution. Divine Evolution is a really cool 3F in the deck that has the ability that this card's activation and effects cannot be negated. You choose one monster that you control whose original type is Divine Beast or his original name is the Wicked Avatar, the Wicked Dreadroot, or the Wicked Eraser, except a monster already affected by Divine Evolution, and it gains 1,000 attack and defense, and its effect, activations, and to activate its effects cannot be negated. Also, it gains a following effect that when this card declares an attack, you can make your opponent send a monster they control to the graveyard, their choice, and it's an amazing ability because it actually affects the player and not the monster, which is so cool about this card. We then play 3 copies of Super Polymerization. Super Poly is just an amazing 3F build just to break your opponent's board, to be able to out your opponent's cards, to summon out a fusion monster to our side of the field that we can then use to tribute and summon out one of our Wicked God cards. We then play 3 copies of Mound of the Bound Creator. Mound of the Bound Creator is really cool as a 3F, just to give us some extra protection for our Wicked God cards, because this card has the ability that level 10 or higher monsters on the field cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects, which is a really cool ability. And if a level 10 or higher monster destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the grave, the player who controls it destroys the monster, takes 1,000 points of damage, which is such a cool ability to use with this card to just do extra burn damage to your opponent. So, that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to start off with 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is an amazing 3F hand trap just to stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. We then play 3 copies of Metal Reflect Slime. This card is a trap monster that summons itself as a level 10 Aqua with 0 attack and 3,000 defense that we can then tribute to summon out our copy of Egyptian God Slime, so we can then tribute Egyptian God Slime and summon out a copy of one of our Wicked God cards, which is so cool to be able to do. And this card is definitely a 3F. We can get to it with our copy of Reactor Slime, but it's just really cool to be able to play 3 copies of this card in the deck, because you can also use this card defensively because it does have 3,000 defense points and summons itself to your side of the field in defense position, which is amazing about this card. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get in to the extra deck. So for the extra, guys, we're going to start off with Egyptian God Slime. Egyptian God Slime is a definite 2F in the build. You really don't need 3 copies of it, because once you summon out 1 to 2 of your Wicked God cards, you're probably just going to win the game. This card is amazing to be able to summon because it must either be fusion summoned or special summoned from the extract by tributing a level 10 Aqua monster with 0 attack points, meaning Guardian Slime or Metal Reflect Slime can be tributed to summon out this card. This card can be treated as 1 to 3 tributes for the tribute summon of a monster, and it cannot be destroyed by battle, and your opponent's monsters cannot target for attacks, and your opponents cannot target with effects any of your monsters you control except Egyptian God Slime, so it gives you some protection as well. This card is amazing to be able to use to tribute summon out your Wicked God cards. We then play, for our super poly targets, we're playing a single copy of Garua, a single copy of Mud Dragon, and a single copy of Dracostapelia. These cards are just really good super poly targets to summon out to your side of the field. You could play Starving Venom over the copy of the Dracostapelia, but I chose to play Dracostapelia because there's a lot of fusion decks running around right now, so you can change it out if you want to for a copy of Starving Venom. We then play a single copy of Gustav Max. Gustav Max is really good in the deck, so we do play quite a few level 10s in the deck, so you can use this card to do 2,000 points of burn damage to your opponent. We then play a single copy of Juggernaut Lieb. Juggernaut Lieb is really good to help us OTK the opponent because it gets absolutely massive and just swings in for game. We then play a single copy of Double A Zeus. Double A Zeus is really good in the deck, because we do play Juggernaut Lieb in the deck, so we can make it on top of it just to have a board wipe. We then play a single copy of Sky Crisis. Sky Crisis Typhon is just really good because it's very easy to make in the deck, and it's a really good card overall. Just in case we go second, this card is basically Walking Steel Drain for 3,000 or higher attack point monsters, and it's a bounce as well. We then play a single copy of Access Code. Access Code's amazing to pop multiple cards on the field and comes out absolutely massive. One copy of Nightmare Unicorn to spin stuff. One copy of Coral Anemone. Coral Anemone is really good in the deck as a 1-up. You can target a water monster with 1,500 or less attack in the graveyard and special summon it to a zone this card points to. Also, you can have special monsters for the rest of the turn except water monsters, which is totally fine because we can bring back our monsters with 0 attack back to our side of the field like Guardian Slime, which is really, really cool. I love this card as a 1-of in the build. We then play a single copy of SP Little Knight. You could play Nightmare Phoenix if you wanted to instead of it, or a copy of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon is another option for you guys instead of this card, but if you have it, play it because this card is a double interruption. You then play a single copy of IP Masquerena. IP is really good as a 1-of in the deck because this card can help out a lot to be able to make your copy of SP Little Knight or your copy of Nightmare Unicorn during the opponent's turn. Finally, play a single copy of Salamangreat Alamirage. This card is just a good 1-of in the deck that can help us protect our monsters, especially since we play cards like Reactor Slime that we can link away for this card. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. This deck is super fun and a deck I've actually wanted to profile for a very long time because I absolutely love the Wicked Gods. They're actually from Yu-Gi-Oh! Are a manga that was never turned into an anime, which I wish it would be, but it's really, really cool to be able to base a deck around all 3 of them. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell news so you can become part of the notification squad. We'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.